when the new building for Rescue Company 2 in Crown Heights, Brooklyn, is completed next fall. The facility itself will be a training tool. There will be a manhole, a bridge, a simulation room to fill with smoke, wide outdoor staircases, rappelling walls and a trench to simulate a subway tunnel or passageway, to train for emergency similar to the one this week near Times Square. The fire department's $32 million state-of-the-art training facility on Sterling Place in Brooklyn is only the second of its kind in New York City. One in the Bronx was built back in 2009, but the new one improves on that design, with a back wall that opens to move trucks out and make more space for training, as well as the in-house trench for practicing confined space rescues. Their area of expertise is changing constantly, said Rodia Valadares, the project architect from Studio Gang, who led the recent tour of the construction site. From scuba rescues to terrorism to dealing with hazardous materials. The challenge for the architects, who had never designed a firehouse of any kind, was to incorporate all the elements that the elite rescue firefighters need to prepare for building collapses, water rescues, floods, subway emergencies and terrorist strikes. The city has 6 rescue companies, 1 in each borough and 1 mobile unit that travels throughout the city. In addition to responding to unusual emergency situations, Rescue 2 backs up other companies on all fire calls in the borough. Architects were in continuous contact with the fire department, Rescue 2's captain and his team. They spent a full day at the squat, 2-story antiquated Bergen Street Rescue Center, which the company would be vacating. The architects even went out on a call with the firefighters. Rescue 2 Captain William Flaherty said that since he became a firefighter 27 years ago, tools and training have drastically evolved. It's gone 360 degrees in every direction, he said. There are always new tools, hazmat suits for chemical, biological and radiological emergencies, flood rescues involving swift water, and terrorist strikes. Rescue crews in cramped quarters make the best of what they've got. In Brooklyn, they rappel off the storage containers outside the old firehouse that hold the overflow of equipment. They do whatever they can to accomplish their task and continue with their training, said Chester Onuma, Deputy Director of the Fire Unit for the city's Department of Design and Construction, who worked on the project. But we're bursting at the seams, said Captain Flaherty, pointing up to tools stored near the ceiling. I could fill this firehouse with our scuba equipment alone. Because space is so tight, Ladder Company 132, over a mile away, keeps Rescue 2's collapse equipment rig, and has to bring it to calls when Rescue 2 needs it. The new 21,500 square foot rescue center will house all Rescue 2's equipment plus 5 firefighters and an officer, rotating the team of 32 in shifts. But it will be open to training firefighters from all over the city. The 3-story center incorporates 2 giant voids in the building, 1 horizontal and 1 vertical, not just to house the fire trucks but to create open space that the team can work with for training. The cast concrete is especially durable, to cut back on maintenance and endure the intense drills and practice runs. Terracotta tiles will line the openings, in keeping with the traditional red firehouse. At Captain Flaherty's request, the kitchen was placed on the first floor to cut down on response time. The basement will hold inflatable boats, ropes and other rappelling equipment, scuba tanks, training suits, a welding station to fix and make tools as well as a lumberyard to build buttresses and shoring devices for collapsing buildings. In keeping with the design department's new standards, the building is energy efficient, will conserve water and reduce carbon emissions, using solar panels, plants that absorb moisture on the roof and a geothermal energy system 500 feet underground. A nursing station is being built as well, to accommodate any women who may eventually join the rescue team. There are no women in the squad at the moment. Extra amenities include the study room, gym, passenger elevator, meeting room and 2 patios, plus a bench out front for the community. Also, large prefabricated pieces of the building were created and tested in Pennsylvania, then moved to Brooklyn, cutting back on expensive construction time in New York City. Typical features that all firehouses require: dormitories, locker rooms and not 1, but 3 fire poles, were also part of the plan. Originally they asked for 2 poles, said Mr. Valadares. But we added a 3rd, so from every corner of the building they can respond quickly. Mr. Valadares researched the use of fire poles but didn't actually slide down one himself. He smiled and shrugged. It's a long way down. Captain Flaherty said he and his team are looking forward to moving into the new space, but he will miss the circa 1893 building, which he has lived in on and off for the past 12 years. New is nice, he said. But this place has a lot of character. This is home.